Welcome back to Noise Pollution.
Hi, everybody.
Today we're going to be talking about a rather boring topic, but it's something I find to be interesting. Maybe you will too. So, what we have here was a failure to communicate, but besides that, U.S. Treasury confirms the end of the penny. Once coins will stop being produced in the U.S. next year. In January, Elon Musk unofficial Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, drew attention to the cost of minting pennies, which they'll get more into it. Over the past 10 years, the cost of producing it has risen from 1.3 cents to 3.69 cents per coin, according to the Treasury. You know something's wrong when a penny costs near 4 cents to make. Stopping production will result in immediate annual saving of 56 million. Other countries have discontinued similar coins. Canada ditched its 1 cent coin in 2012. The declining use of cash meant the UK did not mint any new coins in 2024. Well, here's my thinking on it. When this word gets out to your everyday person, they will be hoarding pennies. Their ideology here is there's enough pennies in circulation for them to go around. We're good. We're good. We don't have to make any more. They're they're virtually worthless, and to those rich fuckers they are. They're virtually worthless, and it costs us more to make them. So let's just not do it. Word is gonna get out, and everybody's gonna be like, pennies, pennies, pennies. I must have all the pennies. Guess what? That's gonna cause.
Oh, that's going to cause a recession real fast. Because, okay, I have a question though. How in the hell are you going to make correct change if you got no pennies?
Well, the idea is that there's enough in circulation. Uh, if that still fails, the government's going to be slow to correct it or may never correct it. So what will happen instead is they will start rounding up so they get the extra. Uh, Corporations, businesses, whether it be Walmart or your gas station, it's gonna become a common thing. Going due to this, we must round up, which means you'll be paying more. Whether it rounds up 2 pennies, 1 penny even, that's gonna get you and get you and get you because 100 pennies is $1, and so think about that all year round for one fiscal year, right?
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, this could be an absolute disaster. I would have instead, uh, well, maybe made another system. Maybe said, how can we manufacture the penny cheaper? Then people would have been, oh, they're not making pennies like this anymore. We're going to hoard them. But we will have something in place as a 1 cent.
yeah. Well, my thinking is this. Some people collect pennies anyway. They just do for whatever reason. I mean, I've even seen people take pennies and create art with pennies, like for furniture toppings
Yes,
and
I've seen
floors and
pictures and videos where they would do their entire floor in pennies and then
hmm
covered in what is it, resin or
yeah, epoxy resin. Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
and their countertops, pennies. And I'm going, it's expensive enough to redo a countertop or a floor. You're gonna spend that extra just because, hey, look, it's pennies, not me.
Well, I mean, I thought it looked really nice, but yeah, I wouldn't do it.
All right. When I was a kid and I was growing up, my father would tell me, walk by a penny, right? He'd be like, don't leave that penny there. And he'd always tell me, 100 of those makes $1. You don't let any money go. Even if it's a penny, you get it. Of course, he
hmm
also was superstitious and like a penny on tails, leave it alone. So
Yeah.
that's a weird dynamic.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people collect pennies, but it's like you said, people are going to start hoarding pennies, and it's going to be like the toilet paper
Well,
hoarders. COVID first hit.
Over the years, I've already seen people that'll have a whole like small room full of jars of or water jugs or whatever the case may be of pennies. Sometimes, when they fall on hard times, they might take them to the bank and have them counted out. And it's like,
Mm.
oh, I got $200 out of it or whatever the case may be. So people already hoard pennies. Imagine when it becomes common knowledge that there will be no more pennies. Think this one through.
Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna cause the stock market to crash.
But some might say this is early signs of going to pure digital currency, which would be tremendously bad because every cent would be tracked. And as we have it, physical money is still somewhat partially in the barter system. You barter your time and labor for this substance, and then you barter that substance for what you need or want. I mean, I really like the idea of the barter system, but yeah, it does limit you. Uh, the problem with physical money is people, get rich and other people stay poor. Each are problematic, but the system we're working in with now is probably the best. And if they decide to move to digital currency or say all credit cards or Bitcoin or whatever the case may be, I think it would ultimately be a disaster.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're all the time messing with stuff.
The only people it's broke for is really rich people. And they're like, money, I haven't seen money in so long, and because they, credit card or this system or that system. And uh, to them, it's an afterthought, right? It's like, of course we go this way because who needs that pesky money? Who wants to carry around money? Um, you especially get a sense of how handy money is in a small country area where you still have a small country store and they have an old fashioned cash register, and you give them money and they're like no cards accepted, and you're like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think you would have to live it to understand where I'm coming from. But that the way that all that comes together just feels so much better than walking in modern places and it's like, oh, I have my credit card, and it just all feels so clinical.
mm-hmm. Well, when you
And
go
for
ahead,
that matter, you look at your card and I got my card, it's got my name on it. When you're paid and you get money and you're counting that money and you feel like you got something,
yeah,
and you can distribute it as you wish. You don't have to go, hey, what's your information? I need to send this to you, and blah 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 blah. Is it going through? You can go, hey, there's $1 for you and 50 cents for you.
well, when you hand somebody, like I said, when you go in a store and you see the cash register and stuff like that, and it's an older store like a mom and pop store, and they don't take cards, and you hand them the money for the whatever you're buying, it gives it more of a human connection.
Well, yeah, obviously that too.
That there's just something about it. And sometimes you go in these older stores like that, these mom and pop stores, you can kind of barter the price sometimes.
But could you imagine if everything was pure digital money, of some type or another? The government, at any point, could be like, we know every cent, how you spend it, when you spend it, where you spend it. We know where it went to after that. We know where it was before that. And you're audited and judged over your lifestyle, your purchase habits,
Yeah.
or your recklessness and carelessness. And it's like, we do not find you to be satisfactory. We will therefore cut your money. You will from now on make less money because you have not lived up to our standards of how your money should be spent.
I can see it. I can see it because I mean, for the people that have to be on EBT and stuff like that, they're already telling them what they can buy and what they
Hey, look,
can't.
there are plenty of people on EBT that has no business, and they're out there going food stamps is, blah blah blah. I'm gonna buy me this, and then they're just going nuts with it. They're eating in the worst ways and all this, right? But then there are people who desperately need it, and they're the ones getting screwed over because
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, food stamps, they should work, and they need to be cut off of that. Look how they look how they're living."
Mm-hmm.
Now, take you and your hard-earned money, and then have people start to look at you that way.
Yeah.
Okay, but before I get too far in the political of this, the politics, I'll just say, viewers out there, let me know what you think. And we're out for now.